Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Friday and welcome back to another weekly beauty chit chat. Hope you had a great week. If this is your first weekly beauty chit chat here, first of all, welcome. This video goes up pretty much every Friday and it's just an opportunity for me to casually talk about all of the fun, frivolous, completely unnecessary beauty products that I was personally loving or obsessing about over the course of the past week. As always, I have a fun little lineup of things to discuss in my blue bucket of delights here. So as always, I will list and link everything in the description box right below this video here. If you'd like to know where to purchase any of these items, read up other people's reviews, look at in-depth ingredient information, you know, all that jazz. Feel free to check out the description box. It's usually a plethora of information. Before we get into the weekly beauty chit chat here, I hope you had a great week. My week was a little bit of a roller coaster ride. I feel like with this second week of being on hormone replacement therapy, my body is, I think, going through some adjustments. So I actually had a couple days again this week where I was having some issues sleeping and literally nothing could get me to sleep. So I was very tired towards the beginning of this week. Thankfully, that kind of seemed to break last night and I was finally able to get a little bit of rest again. But yeah, it's gonna be a journey figuring out dosages and what works and what doesn't when it comes to hormone replacement therapy. But yeah, anyway, if you missed the video where I shared that my doctor finally decided to break down and prescribe HRT to me, I'll link that video in the description box down below. The first week was actually pretty smooth sailing, but yeah, the second week has been a little bit more bumpy. But listen, it's gonna take about a month for my body to adjust, so I'm trying to remember that. But really, that has been kind of my only thing from this past week. The rest of the week was pretty good for the most part. So otherwise, I'm feeling great. Like, other than feeling just a little bit worn out from not sleeping, I'm actually feeling great otherwise. Like, haven't had a hot flash. I only felt nauseous a little bit one day, but it was super minor and it was over very quick. So I feel like in some ways, some of my more annoying symptoms are becoming a little bit less noticeable. So progress, we're making progress, people. Anyway, if you are in your late 30s or you're in your 40s like me and you're starting to feel like you're going through a lot of hormonal changes and you're struggling with that, feel free to follow along on my perimenopause journey here. I do have a playlist that is linked on my main channel, so you can kind of go through some of those videos and see how the last couple of years have been just a little rough for me. But listen, we're doing things to try to make it better, and we'll get there. All right, you guys, let's dig into these favorites from this past week. So I'm gonna start with perfume. I did end up purchasing a couple more, well, 3 more travel-sized perfumes from Sephora when they were doing their 20% off period, which coincided with a 20% off coupon that Ulta had sent out to people. So yeah, I love that they're trying to compete. But anyway, I picked up 3 fragrances. This week I've been testing out this one. So this is the Maison Louis Marie Estilia. This is their number 14 Estilia. I also, just by the way, picked up the Fleur Vanilla Skin, which came highly recommended from a number of you guys. So really excited to start testing this one out this next week. And then I had to get this one. It just sounded absolutely delightful. This is the Kaili. I know, I always say it wrong. It's just a thing. Accept it. This is the Yum Bougie Marshmallow Intense. Oh, you guys, this one's really good. So, in-depth reviews coming of all of these, but I just want to say, are you proud of me for sticking with the travel sizes? I did it. Listen, I want, I think, all 3 of these in full sizes, but I started with the smaller sizes and can graduate to the larger once I finish these. But this Yum Bougie Marshmallow especially, ooh, so pretty. Anyway, let's discuss this one, which I've actually been testing out this week. So the Celia from Maison Louis Marie. I am so glad that I finally decided to look this brand up and make sure that they're cruelty-free. If you're new around here, I choose to purchase exclusively cruelty-free when it comes to this fun, frivolous stuff here. I'm gonna show you some stuff from a couple of non-cruelty-free brands, but this is from before I decided to go cruelty-free. So, but in terms of spending my money now, I am not giving it to any company that still chooses to test on animals, whether they themselves do it or whether they use a third party to do that in order to be able to still sell in countries like China. Like if you're using third party testing, you're still testing your products on animals is kind of my philosophy. So anyway, these guys are completely cruelty free. I wish I would have looked that up sooner because I've been interested in their fragrances, but I just assumed they weren't. So do the research, I guess, is the reminder to myself, because oh my gosh, I am so glad that I finally decided to look this up. This is such a beautiful scent, you guys. I'll have the fragrance notes going across the screen here. Oh, it's a beautiful, it's got a vanilla base to it, which is why I was kind of initially drawn to it. But it also has this really soft, absolutely stunning, kind of sweet floral component that is just so lovely. There's also a really beautiful kind of like soft, clean musk note that runs throughout this one. It's absolutely beautiful, and honestly, I cannot wait to give you guys an in-depth review. Also, the overall projection and lasting power is really good with this. So this is a brand that if I can find some other fragrances, I will certainly try out more from them. But this is Celia immediately caught my eye because of the fragrance notes, and so pretty. Definitely worth checking out. Now I have another perfume that actually I received in PR, so I did not pay for this one. This company did reach out to me. This is from the brand Shay and Blue. These guys are a boutique perfumery. So they're not like, you know, a massive company or anything, but they offered to send me a few of their fragrances. And I've been testing out their, this is the Salt Caramel Natural Spray Fragrance. This is an eau de parfum formulation, and you guys, I am absolutely fascinated by this scent because you for sure smell that like salted, like absolutely edible, like caramel component from this scent. But there's also this interesting perfuminess that comes into play with this one. Again, I'll have the notes going across the screen here. But there's this interesting perfuminess that they've incorporated in with this really true edible gourmand note that just creates the most interesting scent experience that I think I've ever had. I really like this. It's very unique, very interesting. And I have not smelled anything quite like this. So they sent me, I think in total 5 of their fragrances. So I'm gonna be testing these out. So far, I am really impressed with the overall, again, projection and lasting power of these. Also, the scents they're really pretty, guys. This is a company worth checking out. So I'm really glad they reached out because I had no idea they even existed. So this is kind of the neat part of me having this channel, is that I am exposed to a lot of things that otherwise I would have never had the opportunity to, you know, like encounter. So it's kind of fun to get emails from companies who are like, hey, we're a brand, we exist. You might not know who we are, but we'd love for you to try out some of our stuff. And if you like it, share it with your subscribers. So that's the real fun part of my channel here for sure. So I'm very thankful that they decided to reach out because, like I said, we've got some really unique fragrances here and I'm super excited to start sharing these with you. So yep, we have more perfume reviews. I know there's a lot, but listen, I love the impact that a fragrance can have on my day. I can be in the worst possible mood super tired, exhausted, just completely ready to like call it a day. But a little bit of fragrance can perk up my mood enough to where it like, you know, helps me to kind of push through. So scent, I think, is a very powerful thing. And for me, I'm a huge fan of fragrances, and they really do play a big part in my life. So anyway, I look forward to sharing much more with you guys in terms of perfumes, personal fragrance in general in 2025. So get excited. We're gonna be talking about more perfume. All right, next, let's move on to hair care. I have two from this past week. This is gonna be no surprise. I've mentioned for the last couple of weeks that I'm back to using this. This is the Pureology Color Fanatic 21 Essential Benefits Multitasking Leave-In Spray. I love Pureology hair care products, but this product here, this leave-in, has become one of my staples that I have repurchased many times over. This bottle here actually came in a duo with a regular, just, you know, like normal full size of their volume shampoo and conditioner. The set was a really great deal. I think, did I buy it off? I think I got it at Ulta. I'll look it up, but it's a great deal for the set. And honestly, I used the volume shampoo and conditioner in the shower this morning, and I do think it does give my hair a little bit more oomph for sure. So definitely a shampoo and conditioner worth checking out if you struggle with fine thin hair like I do. But this leave-in, you guys, it is absolutely magical. So just a few of the benefits, because they list them here on the back. So they say that this helps with helping to preserve your color. It instantly detangles your hair. Oh my gosh, I just have to stress that detangling part. With fine thin hair, it can tangle very easily. This just allows the comb to glide through my hair so beautifully. It makes blow drying easier. It moisturizes parched hair. It helps to smooth the hair fiber. It weightlessly conditions the hair, and I can absolutely attest to that. It helps prevent breakage from brushing and combing. It helps the strength of the hair fiber. It helps to smooth out the hair surface. It creates silkiness. Listen, there's 21 benefits here. There's too many to go through, but it is fantastic. If you are struggling to find something that doesn't weigh your hair down, this is one that I will always, always highly recommend. So if you're in the market for a new leave-in, I would say try this one. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but I'm telling you, it is, if you are able to splurge on it, it is totally worth it. Totally worth it. All right, this is the ColorWow Dream Cocktail Carb Infused Leave-In Thickening Treatment. My friend Susan got me into ColorWow many years ago. I've tried a lot of things from them at this point. I really like these leave-in treatments that they have. Out of all the ones that I've tried, I think that the carb infused is definitely the best for my fine thin hair. So what you do with this is, after you put in, you know, a leave-in product of your choice, you just take a few pumps of this and then work that from basically your roots down to your ends. And then you can go in with a mousse or an additional styling product if you want to. Sometimes I will just use this. Now today I did use mousse in addition to this, but it really does help my hair look and feel a lot thicker than it is naturally. But it does it without, like, my hair doesn't look, you know, sticky, or like it's not weighed down, it's not heavy. It really just adds some fullness to my hair that, I don't know, I still prefer a lush hair look. It's so funny. My daughter and I have completely different preferences in what we want our hair to look like. I feel like kids these days, they don't want big hair. Stella will do anything to take all of the volume out of her hair. And meanwhile, I'm in my bathroom trying to cram in as many products as I can to make it look like I have this lush head of hair that I really naturally don't have. So anyway, I love this product. If you haven't tried it, I highly, highly recommend it. It works well with a lot of other hair care products in my routine as well. So seems to be a good product that you can just easily kind of plug into whatever routine you have already to maybe add some additional oomph to your hair. Okay, next, let's go ahead and discuss some skincare. I did share my winter skincare morning and evening routine a little bit earlier this week. So if you missed those videos, I'll go ahead and link them in the description box down below. Also on Wednesday, I shared my microneedling routine. I am still using the Banish device, by the way. So if you're curious about that winter skincare routine, I'll have those videos linked. The morning routine focused a little bit more on addressing my melasma, and the evening skincare routine that I shared focused a little bit more on adding peptides into my routine. I do think that peptides do a really good job of helping with anti-aging benefits. You know, they can kind of kickstart your own collagen and elastin production a little bit. There's a lot of different peptides that do a lot of different things. So I incorporate a number of them into my routine. So one of the products that I use to do that is this newer product from CosRx. This is their 6 peptide skin booster. They say this is a serum, but I think it has a little bit more of like a toner consistency. It's pretty watery. But I've been loving this. If you have not tried this product from CosRx and you're looking to incorporate a multitude of peptides into your routine, this is a great way to do it. So there are 6 different types of peptides in here. All of them do different things. So like I said, I will have this linked. Go read up a little bit more about this product, but there are specific peptides in here that help with collagen boosting and plumping. There are peptides in here that address smoothing fine lines and helping with the firmness of the skin. There are peptides in here that help to soothe and reduce skin sensitivity. Also, there are peptides in here that help with brightening, with retexturizing and blemish control. So this has just a lot of really wonderful ingredients in the formula. I think it's a very gentle formulation. So if you tend to have maybe a little bit more of a sensitive skin type, I still think this is worth checking out. Obviously, as always, look at the ingredient deck and make sure there's nothing in there that could set your skin off. But I think this is a really great, gentle formulation that I think a lot of people could benefit from. So if you're curious about it, it gets like 85 thumbs up for me. I love this product. I will repurchase it. I bought mine over at Ulta. Also, in terms of just reinforcing the peptides, I am back to using the Paula's Choice Pro Collagen Multi-Peptide Booster. This also has 6 different types of peptides in it. I think this is either my 3rd or 4th bottle of this particular booster. It is great. I've obviously repurchased it multiple times myself, and I think it works quite well. These boosters are wonderful because you can actually just add a couple of drops into a serum or moisturizer that you're already using, but I really prefer to just use the boosters straight up on my skin. So I'll take a couple drops and apply them all over my face. Because of the texture, it spreads really easily. I'll take another drop for my neck and then one for my chest as well. And I really do think that peptides can do a wonderful job in terms of slowing the aging process and just helping your skin, you know, kind of look its best for where it's at. That's what I really like about using skincare is, you know, I don't know that I will ever be the type of person that, you know, goes and has like a facelift or anything like that. But I am very much a firm believer in using skincare to help your skin look and feel its best. So you can do a lot with skincare. Now, you know, it has its limits, obviously, but I think it's very important to kind of get into a good routine and just be consistent with that. Whatever that routine is for you, it's going to depend on your skin type, things that you have going on, what you're looking to address. You might just be looking to address blemishes, right? Like, so you have to find the blemish routine that's gonna work best for you. And listen, it's trial and error. Like I spent a couple of years trying to figure out like how to get my skin under control. Thankfully, I finally did, and I'm at a place where I'm really happy with everything. But is my skin perfect? No, but it looks the best that it can be. So I'm a huge advocate for skincare, and if you haven't found a routine, just keep at it. You will find something that works for you, but you just need to be consistent with it. So anyway, there's my TED Talk for the day. Other skincare products that I was loving this week. So I've decided to go ahead and dig through my skincare drawer, where sometimes I will place things that I just stopped using for whatever reason. And I found this Pharmacy Honey Grail Ultra Hydrating Face Oil that I purchased a little while ago. I smelled it. It didn't smell rancid or anything. It smells like it did the day that I opened it. So I was like, I should start using this. It's winter time. I'm always looking to add more moisture into my skin. And back in the day when we all loved facial oils like marula, argan, maracuja, you know, like I kind of feel like the oil train definitely has left the station at this point, but I still think that there are some oils out there that are really great to incorporate into your routine. Squalane is another oil that really I found beneficial for my oily skin. But this formulation here has a proprietary honey blend. It has sea buckthorn oil as well as a 5-flower oil blend. This is packed with a bunch of fatty acids and nutrients. Basically, this is just another layer of moisture for my skin. This is something that I've been using at the end of my routine. I like the texture of this because it's not overly oily feeling. It actually absorbs very quickly into the skin. So I'll just kind of show you guys here. So you can see, you know, like it's running a little bit there, but it is a more lightweight type of oil. And as you pat or massage this into your skin, it really does such a good job of absorbing very quickly and again providing an additional layer of moisture that is going to be so helpful this time of year for basically everybody, whether you have oily skin or whether you have dry skin. I think this is worth checking out. Now, I do smell a scent in here. It kind of just smells like honey to my nose. So if you are sensitive to any type of scent or fragrance in your products, I'd probably tell you to skip this. But if you're okay with a little bit of a scent, it's just a natural honey fragrance that I smell in here. Yeah, it doesn't irritate my skin at all, but you obviously need to make sure, you know, and look prior to purchasing whether that's going to be a good fit for you. But I really love it. I mean, just the way that it makes the backs of my hands look after applying just a little bit. By the way, this is now absorbed into my skin and it no longer feels oily or greasy. Like your skin just kind of drinks this in. So I don't know, it makes my hands look a heck of a lot younger than they did a little bit, I can tell you that. All right, let's move on to a few makeup items here. I only have a couple of things. So in terms of eyeshadow, I am trying to use some eyeshadow palettes in my collection that haven't seen the light of day for a little while. So this is one of those items that I have left over from my non-cruelty-free days. This is a MAC eyeshadow palette that I purchased quite a while ago. This was called, I think, it just says eyeshadow palette times 15. I don't know. It's got some pretty classic MAC shades in here. So we have Satin Taupe, we have All That Glitters, we have Saddle, we have Mulch, Velour, Honey Lust, Omega, Carbon, Beauty Marked, Embark, yada yada. This is filled with a bunch of their classics. MAC is unfortunately no longer cruelty free, so I would never repurchase this. But using this does kind of take me back to the early days of YouTube when I feel like MAC was kind of a popular brand here on this platform. I will say, now that I've used some other brands over recent years, I don't think that MAC is quite as good of a formulation as I used to think they were in the past. But I am enjoying using this palette. So today, for example, I have Satin Taupe on my lid, and then I have a little bit of Embark in the crease, and then Carbon as my liner. So I just kind of have that like really blended into my eye today, and I like it. It's a pretty look, right? So yeah, I'll keep using this, and you know, at some point I will either give it away or throw it away. You know, you can't keep makeup forever, unfortunately. But until that day, I'll go ahead and use it, but until MAC decides to go cruelty-free, I'll never spend another dime with them, so they should go cruelty-free. I was also using this palette here. This is an Hourglass palette. Hourglass is, in fact, cruelty-free. I don't know if they still make these eyeshadow palettes anymore, but this is the graphic eyeshadow palette in Expose. That's the name of this particular palette. So it's a little bit more cool toned. We've got some really nice purples in here. There's another shade that really reminds me of MAC Satin Taupe. This shade right here. Oh, sorry, my camera. Oh, look at her focusing. Look at her going. Yeah, this shade right here kind of reminds me a little bit of MAC Satin Taupe. I really like to use this shade in my crease. Obviously I don't have a really dark matte black in here, so I've been going back to the MAC palette to grab Carbon for my liner. But yeah, I've been playing with this palette this week as well. It's a really nice formulation. I like the eyeshadow formulation, but again, it's actually not my favorite. I really love, I'm still loving the Viseart, still loving the Natasha Denona. Yeah, I still think those are probably my two favorite eyeshadow formulations, but anyway, enjoying those for what it's worth. I've got a lot of other palettes that I'll be reaching for over the course of the next couple of months, just to see, you know, have them see the light of day. Let me know in the comments down below how many eyeshadow palettes you still own and whether you're cycling through them or whether you're just reaching for one, but you don't have the heart to get rid of all the other eyeshadow palettes that you spent a lot of money on. I have given away a lot of my older eyeshadow palettes. I've done many declutter videos here on my channel. I've shared them, so those of you that have been here for a while have seen them, but I still have a eyeshadow collection that is way more than any given human being should ever like own in terms of eyeshadows. So all right, another thing that I used this week that I haven't used for the longest time, and L'Oreal doesn't even make these anymore. That's how you know how old this is, but I really didn't use these very much when I first purchased them, and from what I can tell, the formula is still fine. It's not making me break out or anything. These, let me know if you remember these. These are the L'Oreal, which is not cruelty-free, obviously, Feel Natural Light Softening Blushes. This is the shade Mauvelous, which is a really beautiful mauve. Gosh, I wish I could remember when these came out, but I feel like I remember getting, I know that I got this particular shade way back when I was in high school. My mom bought me this in not this particular one, but she bought me this particular blush way back then. And I kind of fell in love with the formulation. It's a really good one. So before I went cruelty-free, I noticed that L'Oreal was doing away with these. So I ended up purchasing a bunch of the colors, and I've just kind of been using them randomly over the years. But these were a really great drugstore blush. Does L'Oreal have something similar now? I haven't looked at Revlon, Maybelline, L'Oreal at all, just because they're not cruelty-free. I will look at CoverGirl. CoverGirl is cruelty-free, and then obviously Wet n Wild, and I don't think Rimmel isn't. But yeah, there's a few drugstore cruelty-free cosmetic brands, but a lot of the big ones still are not cruelty-free. But anyway, I love this blush. I would totally, like, I'm wearing it today. It's a beautiful shade, and you know what? It lasts all day. It's such a long-lasting blush. It's a really great formula for, you know, for what it's worth. But obviously, like I said, long discontinued. So, all right, you guys, that is everything for today. I really appreciate you being here. Let me know what you were loving this past week in the comments down below. Let me know if you have any recommendations for me. Yeah, I always like to know what you guys are using as well. So there you have it. I appreciate you being here. And if you're interested, there's some home fragrance content going up on my channel this weekend. But if not, that's fine too. I will see you next week, probably for some in-depth perfume reviews, because we've got a lot of those to talk about still. So we'll start diving into those probably next week. So, all right, I'll see you in the next one, and have a great weekend. Take care. Toodaloo.